Since my tenure began just some few weeks ago, our mandate has been very clear and unwavering, and it is to deliver free, fair, credible, transparent, and inclusive elections that genuinely reflects the will of the Nigerian people. And the credibility of our electoral process is paramount. It is the very foundation upon which our democracy stands. And you, the over 100 members of the INEC Press Corps, are one of the indispensable links between the Commission's operations and the voting public. This is very crucial. Your role is absolutely critical. You are some of the frontline correspondents who ensure electoral outcomes are transparent and verifiable. You are important chronicles who validate the integrity of the process for the entire nation. Let me say that as the 40th estate of the realm, if you decide to set the country on fire, you can do it. But that is in your hands. Sometimes you read things about INEC, and I urge you to know that it is better for INEC to be supported to succeed than bringing down INEC and creating further distrust between INEC and the general public. It is not INEC that will suffer it, it is the nation. If the nation believes in the system, even if you don't believe in the system, still come out and exercise your rights. It is better to come out and vote than not coming out to vote. So that if at the end of the day it is the system that is the problem, that should not debar people from voting until things are gotten right. So that is why the role of the INEC Press Corps is very important to continue to encourage. It is part of underdevelopment to say, I'm going to step aside and allow things to go down. The development hypothesis, and that is why they still continue to refer to us as underdeveloped. We are developed, and we are developing. In the lead up to the recent exercise, such as the Anambra governorship election and the ongoing continuous voters registration, we have seen the incredible power of your reporting to inform, to mobilize, and to hold stakeholders to account. You transmitted the details of the final voters register for Anambra governorship poll and the extended permanent voters card collection period, and the massive security deployment for the election. Your platform was essential in covering the signing of the peace accord, which we had in Oka, an initiative aimed at mitigating violence and tensions. When political actors commit to peace, you ensure that the message cascades to every supporter at every level. I am pleased to note that before the Anambra election, you play a very significant role. And even during the election in Anambra, but we also try to play our own parts. Like I said severally before the election, no matter how well you mean, the arrangement you put in place, if you don't have the buy-in, the cooperation and the support of the other stakeholders, you may not succeed. So our success can only be measured if we have the support and the cooperation of the general public, of journalists, and especially the INEC press. We promise that the Anambra election will be free and fair, and it will be peaceful. Remember, for those of us that were there, I said, let us define a successful election, the basis the barometer before the general public go ahead of us to give their own criteria. And we said if we can start election at 8:30 as advertised, if we can make the election to be peaceful, if we can use technology adequately in managing our results, and if the result is announced timeously, then no matter what anybody says, I would say I have had a successful election. So I thank you for the role that you have played in ensuring that that is achieved. To remind you that the FCT election will be coming up in February next year. So we will seek greater support and collaboration from the INEC Press Club. And also the off-cycle election in Ekiti State is coming up in June, and that of Osun in July. And of course, you are aware the general election, we're already planning for it. So these are very crucial. The current serial is ongoing. Phase 1 is about to end, and we will enjoin the press corps to assist us again, because we are going into claims and objections. Now, elections are held, and now facts and data begin to come out, some of which I'm already disputing. And thankfully, the director of voters registration and publicity is here, who on several occasions have tried to join issues. For instance, a number of elections, they said only 49% of the polling units were able to start voting at 8:30. But from my own finding, that is not true. We have about 5,718 polling units in a number of states. But the civil society and the observers, they were only able to visit 100, 200 polling units. But we have the opportunity to sit down with our platform and ensure that as soon as the polling agents and the polling officials were getting to their polling units, they were posting it on the platform, and we were seeing what was happening. So let me say to the press that INEC remained the primary source of information. And we're trying to create a data that is credible, a data that is verifiable, a data that is also scientific, that you can interrogate, making it a form of digital data. And it is this data that should form the primary basis of information that comes from INEC. So that it should not be based on rumor. If there's any doubt on any issue, you want to see an INEC, build an INEC that will give you a fact, figures, and data that is credible and that is reliable. However, even the strongest electoral system can be undermined by misinformation, misinterpretation, or deliberate distortion. This book, therefore, reminds us that democracy stands or falls public trust. In his pages, Mr. Ojabo must have looked at electorate's primary safeguards against manipulations and malpractices. Therefore, this provides the on-ground verification that sustains confidence in the ballots. The stories you tell, the accuracy you uphold, and the fairness you demonstrate play a critical role in ultimately legitimizing election results. At a time when false narratives can spread faster than the truth, your meticulous and professional documentation is needed more than ever before. As we navigate this period of intense electoral activities, from FCT, Area Council in February, up to the Ekiti and Osun election, INEC remains committed to openness and accountability. We have intensified our engagement with stakeholders, strengthened the use of technology, Vows and Iroele, and deepen our collaboration with security agencies, civil society, and the media. Elections do not succeed only on technology. They succeed when the public believes in the information they receive, where you have a critical role to play. The work documented in this book celebrates your decisive role in helping to shape the nation's understanding of the electoral process. To facilitate swift and accurate reporting, let me be clear. Our official websites and all digital channels are verifiable and authoritative points of contact for the media. This is in conjunction with the support you receive from designated officials authorized to interface with you. The era of relying on rumor and unverified sources must end. If in doubt about any figure, process, or policy, we urge you to verify from us directly. Gentlemen and ladies of the INEC Press Corps, this book stands as a testament to your crucial service to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is in essence a roadmap for building a more accountable electoral future for Nigeria. Seek your sustained collaborative partnership to help the Commission deliver verified, accurate information to the Nigerian people, and to firmly combat the menace of vote buying and all forms of election rigging. The media must play its role against deliberate falsehood that suppress the voters' turnout, incite violence, or undermine the integrity of our results. Together, we can ensure that our elections are remembered not for discord, but for their spirit of unity, transparency, and the pursuit of common goal. As we are all aware, democracy is the lifeblood of the nation. Before I end, I want to thank you because your book is going to be an opportunity to travel to several places we have never had the opportunity to go before during the past elections. Because the essence of writing a book is to make people to travel without moving their feet. Just like the internet. Some of you are already in the internet now. You are assessing what is happening in America, what is happening in Europe, what is happening in South Africa. Meanwhile, you are sitting here at the Institute. So that is what putting your experiences in those various places can achieve. It's as if when you are reading it, you have gone there and you have seen it yourself. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you once again to the author, Mr. Ojumu, for this invaluable work. And thank you for all your commitment to INEC reportage. May God bless you. May God bless INEC. May God bless the Federal Republic.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for that fantastic delivery. I told you he has a dedication to meticulous